Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this morning's Kickstart. It's another Monday, and we're loving life. So I'm Jay,
And I'm Brad.
and we're here to give you a positive quote. Brad's got a great resilience tip, and well, I got another fun fact. So
All right.
let's start out
By
today.
the way, Jay, yesterday I had somebody come up to me and recognize me from the podcast, and they said, "I love your fun facts for the day."
Oh,
And
cool.
so I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, "All right."
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad
Yep.
I'm finding something good for everybody to listen to. So,
Yes.
but today's positive quote is from Buddha. So this is an old one.
Mm-hmm.
He says, if you want to fly, give up everything that weighs you down.
Ooh, ooh, that's been a constant theme lately in my life. Kind of,
Yeah.
let go of that which is doing which is doing you harm, kind of a thing. I
Yeah.
like it.
Well, and if you got your focus set like we've talked about before,
Mm-hmm.
I've heard it said that sometimes the most successful people are the ones who know how to say no.
Yeah.
And so if you want to go somewhere, if you want to fly, get
Mm-hmm.
rid of all the things you don't need.
Yeah, your
Even if
baggage.
they're good things, but they're not doing you any benefit,
Mm.
let's get rid of them so you
All
can
right.
fly.
Love it. Love
So,
it. Love it. Well, last week, as far as our tip for the day, last week we introduced you. Well, it's actually over the last 2 weeks, the principles of planning, and there's some very powerful tools in there that you'll want to go back and listen to. But today, what I want to talk to you about is gaining support. How to gain support for the activities that you're wanting to do, because that's something that I have found over the years is just a big stumbling block for people. They just feel like they're not getting the support. They put it out there. They come up with their idea. They put it out there, and everybody just, yeah, well, that's stupid. That's dumb. That's, all this, and they just really are having a hard time getting the support. Well, let me show you how to get support, no matter what, who these people are in your life, and I'll explain as I go. I call them the rules of support, actually. And so, the number one rule of support is you got to ask. Okay. You got to ask for the support. And I know it's common for people to want to, man, we might have to spend 2 days on this one, Jay. But
yeah.
because when it comes to asking for support, many people think, well, it's got to come in the form of money. And this is a big, huge thing that opened my eyes early on. Okay, I got the look from you, Jay, so I know what I'm about to say could be profound, right? Maybe. I don't know. But this happened to me a long time ago when I was working on getting a youth program together, because I loved working with at-risk youth, and I was going around just looking for money. I needed $250,000, $500,000, and I kept changing my numbers and putting them around there. And then all of a sudden, I had this gentleman come up to me, and I happened to be down in Las Vegas at the time, and he says, "Brad, stop asking for money. You don't need money to get this going." And I'm like, "What do you mean I don't need money to get this going? It doesn't." I'm sorry, my brain doesn't compute with this. And he says, "No, Brad, let's break it down. What do you need to do to get this program going? You need a building, right?" "Yes, I need a building." "Okay." And he took me over to his window and he just showed me the whole Las Vegas Valley. He just kind of, "Okay, out there, do you think there's somebody out there?" He says, "2/3 of those, or 1/3 of those buildings out there are empty right now. They're empty. And if you took a plan to one of those people out there who owns those buildings and you said, 'Hey, work with me for 6 months or a year, let me get this going, and then I can start paying you rent and I'll sign a long-term lease agreement with you afterwards if you could just help me get a start.'"
Hmm.
Light went on. He goes, "What's your next excuse?" And I said, what's your next need?" And I said, "Well, need furniture." "Brad, if you tell people what this is for, I guarantee you can go to furniture stores. You could go to all these different places that have used furniture and all this stuff, and you could probably work out the same deal that you did with the building. I can't pay you now, but this is for a good cause." And you'd be surprised how many people would just give you what you needed to get started. "What's your next excuse?" "Well, I need food." And so, and same thing, tell people why you're doing it, And believe it or not, people will be out there and they'll help support you in this. And we just went through this whole scenario, and then he says, Brad, what's holding you back? The only thing that's holding you back is you. And so I was just mesmerized the whole way back from Las Vegas to St. George. And sure enough, Jay, I went back and started using those principles that he was telling me about and asking for the support that I needed out there. And it was surprising how many people were willing to help. But I got to caution you on this too. You got to follow through on what you say. If you just take those things and don't do, because that happens with a lot of people, and that's why wealthy people get timid about helping others, is because they've had so many people do that. I've got this great idea, and they didn't, and they want to help people, so they help people, but then the person doesn't follow through, and it ends up losing the people's money they gave them, and there it went. But anyway, so I just want to recommend that up front. You got to know what you want, and you got to be committed to it right up front. And if you are, you will get the support that you want. Jay, I'm going to leave it there today and let that sink in, because anyway, I was planning on giving all of the rules of support today, but I think let's start with that one.
I think we should carry this out through the week as many days as we need to. This is another one where these things need to sink in. So
yeah,
but that kind of leads into my fun fact for today.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus said, love thy neighbor. Long time ago, he said that. Mm-hmm. And National Do Something Good for Your Neighbor Day is celebrated today to express gratitude to those who are closest to us. So if you need something or have something that you can share with your neighbor, that's find out what other people need and help them out. So that kind of fits in with what you were saying. And so our neighbor is not merely the people who live closest to us, but you can be anyone who you share kinship with.
Yeah, anybody
you work with, your colleagues, your friends, your fellow commuters also qualify as your neighbors. So when you get too caught up in your busy lives, we forget how much fun it is to hang out with our neighbors and have a good chat with them. And now that COVID's kind of opening up and we're not all stuck in our houses, and we can go outside and enjoy our yards and our neighborhoods and being with people again, get out there and do something good for the people around you that you hang out with at work, or that you hang out with in your neighborhood, or wave at the guy in the shopping in the grocery store as you're walking by.
Yeah, and practice getting to know people. Yeah.
And a smile, share a smile. So
that's awesome.
Anyway, well, that's our morning kickstart for today. We're so glad that you come and you listen to us every day. It sounds like we're starting to get a little bit of traction. If people are recognizing Brad, I don't get out that often, so people can't recognize me. Anyway, give us a comment.
We do feed him though.
I'm going back in my cage after this is done. So
all right.
Give us a comment, ask any questions, things you'd like us to talk about. So anyway, that's it for today, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you.